Howdy, Ivo. Thanks for reaching out and presenting your website, uiflip.com. And this is your landing page rescue. So, I took a look at your page and to see what you're offering, make sure I could understand what you're going for. And I do. I know exactly what you're offering here. You're offering design services. You're offering a design subscription, monthly design subscription service, which has become very popular recently. And I actually recently reviewed another site that it was just like this. So there we go. We load it. We can scroll through here. We have an idea of what we're going to see right here, because I don't know if people know it right off the bat that these are jump links onto the same page or not. But I know they are because I've already clicked around a little bit. So you have some work, then we get to more work. View more work examples on Dribbble. Oh, I haven't seen that. A quote, plans and pricing. And let's see, plans and pricing, logos, still not sure. Book a call, another quote, FAQs, testimonials, about, and login. Oh, login, another quote, and then a CTA, and then more logos. Let's see, are these all repeating the same logos? Yeah, I think they are. Okay, so I did already take a screenshot of your page to put into Figma just so I can mark it up and leave some notes. Now, you are offering, this is a service page for design. So when I see a agency or an individual site that's offering design services, or any services, but design specifically, there's going to be a few things that absolutely are key and I must see if I'm going to engage with this designer. One, I need to know who you are. Two, I want to see past work to understand the type, the style, and the quality of your work. Three, I need to know what you're offering, if you have a niche that that you do design in. Four, I need to have an idea of pricing. And five, I had something on top of my, let's see. Five, I need to know what happens if I hire you, what my guarantee is. So, am I guaranteed this is going to be great? Am I guaranteed that I'm going to love it? And if I don't, what do I get? What can I fall back on? Do I get a refund? So, alleviate my fear that I'm going to hire you and pay you a bunch of money to get something that I don't like. So those are the 5 things you need to address. And you do address most of those, I believe, maybe all of them. So let's go ahead and jump over to Figma to get in deep. So I'm going to send you, 1, this video that I'm recording right now, and 2, a link to this Figma page so you can see all the notes and stuff. So I've screenshotted your website. I've also brought in several other design subscription agents or sites so we can take a look at those and see how you stand up against them. So I mentioned the 5 things that we're trying to solve for. When it comes to like standard landing pages as well, like this is kind of my structure and the content that I must touch on in some way. It varies a little bit, I think, when you are a creative and offering creative services versus like, this is ideally for like a SaaS or some other product. But they're all still relevant and can help you engage your site visitors and turn them into customers. So as a designer, you probably know the old above the fold, below the fold argument. So above the fold is everything you can see when you first land on the page. Below the fold is everything below that you have to scroll to see. So your fold right now is right below these logos, and that's a good spot. At least, you know, on my MacBook Pro. But I think that's a good setup already. What you don't quite have is maybe like a clear tease to go from here and continue on. Like I might prefer to see these cards up higher, where they are poking up into the hero section instead of the logo. So the logos are just completely cut off. But if you moved up these cards here and you see them scrolling side by side, you know, scrolling, then that's going to be like an instant indicator that, hey, there's more going on. There's more to see of these images. Actually, I kind of just did this with my own portfolio, so I'm still working on this, but this is what I was going for, where I had my hero section, and then I had a scrolling banner of portfolio work. And so maybe something like that makes sense for you. Give it a consider. We'll come back to this in a moment. Let's just go through the page really quick and designate the sections that we see. So we have our hero, we have logos, we have work sample, we have how it works, we have a testimonial. This didn't come through very well in my screenshotting application because of the animation. Partnership benefits, so benefits, features and benefits, another testimonial, work, view recent work websites, landing pages, SaaS apps, mobile apps, design systems, branding, and more. And I know that this actually goes to an external Figma file. So we have shots of all of this work. Is this real work or spec work? That would be interesting to know. I also see that this goes somewhere, which I didn't even see the dribble thing until just now when I scrolled through. So you have work, okay? You have another testimonial. I'm just gonna mark it as Q. You have pricing, plans and pricing, sprint, a small one-time project, flip, perfect for growing start, double flip. Okay, I'm starting to see how you're naming and pricing these things. Okay, so pricing, you have the logos again, capacity 40%, only 3 slots available. Some information, quote, FAQs, more testimonials. I like that. Wait, the team is refreshingly smart. Communication was a pleasure. Their talent. Okay, team and Ivo. These guys. So that's already making me wonder a little bit, like, why is this a single person design service, or is this like a team of people? But because this tells me it's just a single person. All right, testimonials, and then the about section. Design services that you offer. I want that in a different spot. This is a lot of text. We'll come back to that. Another testimonial. I think I was marking those with a Q, quote. And then a CTA, and then the logos again, and then footer. All right. I just made up this lettering system as I was going, so I didn't mark those up here. Work, quote, F&B, features and benefits, quote, how it works, work, logos, hero. There we go. Super fancy and high tech and top notch. All right, so let's hide that and take a look. Go back through it again. So even whatever your service, whatever your landing page or product page is about, you still need to touch on this type of content. This is kind of my go-to order for product type landing pages. And so that may apply to your design subscription site, may not. But you have hero, you have logos, and quite a bit of logos, and well-known logos. So that's amazing. You have plenty of testimonials to work with. Product demo, I would call that your work. So you have that, and it's impressive. You have a how it works section. You have some features and objections. Maybe there's more. Use cases. I think we could touch on that. You sort of have that as far as the services that you offer, but it's way down at the bottom. I think that could be moved. More social proof. You have more that you can show. You have FAQs, you have pricing, you have a second CTA, and you have a founder's note. So you're rocking. This is covering, you're already covering basically everything that I typically look for. Now, here's what I think is a little fuzzy if I'm coming to this brand new with fresh eyes, and I don't necessarily understand all of the terminology or services that you're offering. One is you're called UI Flip. Okay, so I get that. And I don't think that's wrong at all. What I don't know is this an individual operating under this brand name? Or is this like an agency model with many people? So if you're an individual, honestly, I would like to know that. I would prefer to know that. And I'm okay with it. I work the same way. So I'm an individual, but I actually run my business through my company called Matter UX. So I'm actually telling myself something right now. So, what might be kind of cool is UI Flip by Ivo. Something like that. Because I think that already kind of like sets the stage. Next is you use some terms. You use terms like design partner, startup, founders, agencies. Somewhere you say subscriptions. Then you also use term like how this flipping works. Oh, I get it now. I was just reading it as like flipping was like the product, like the service that you provide. But I get what you're going for now. Stupid simple design subscription. Pause or cancel anytime. So here's one of my issues with the design subscription idea is that it's well known and popular in our industry, at least among designers, but I don't know about clients and other people outside of our direct industry and design Twitter and whatnot. I don't know if they know about this concept yet. And so I think it still requires more explanation for how it works and what it is and how it works. So keep that in mind. As far as like stupid, simple design subscription, pause or cancel anytime. Okay, so maybe we'll come back to that in a moment. Claim your free. Okay, for you everything that you're pushing is start a free trial. And I think that's too soft. You can offer a free trial. So you're offering 3 things right now. 1, you're offering an actual service. Or you should be. 2, you're offering a free trial. I'm writing with my Apple mouse. 3, you're offering a book a call, I believe. Book a call. Book a call. Now, which of these are the most valuable? This is the most valuable. This is real dollars. Actually, let's not put a star. Let's put dollars. This is real dollars. This is hopefully getting the customer onboarded to turn into that. And book a call, this is like, we hope that this can turn into one of these two. And you're doing it for free. Now, this is the highest effort service, but you're making money. This is a lot of effort for a few days, and you're not making any money. And then book a call is the lowest effort, and you're not making any money. You need to change all of your primary CTAs to the service, the actual paying service. Not start a free trial at all of these spots. It needs to be not start a free trial here on your pricing cards. It needs to be get started, or whatever phrasing you want to use for that CTA. The free trial and the book a call, those can be mentioned elsewhere to handle like these softer steps. So what I would probably do, like here, this is your primary CTA. Make that your primary CTA. Pick a subscription plan. Start. Well, let's work together. Something like that. Let's work together with an arrow. And then if you want to have book a call, or then do like a ghost button, an outline button here. I don't know that I like the only 3 slots available, because somewhere you told me 5. Okay, so 5 clients at a time, and you only have 3 left. So I know you're at less than half capacity. So unless you were at like 4 out of 5 are already taken, and you only have 1, if you had 1 out of 5 left, I could see how that would maybe cause some tension and get somebody to really consider making that jump. But I just don't think that type of pitch works as well for services like design services versus software or SaaS or product, where it doesn't take a lot of manual effort to create the work beyond selling. So I haven't really seen anyone, I don't know if I've heard anyone else talk about that or not, so I don't have anything to base it on, but it's kind of my intuitive take on it. But I see other people, putting this exactly on their websites as well. So that's something I'm not certain on, but I would consider. What I really want to see here in your hero is more straightforward language, telling me what it is, why I should be interested, how it solves my problem, and the benefits that I get from it. So the design partner for startup founders and agencies. Pretty straightforward. You're saying who you are, and you're saying your target audience right here. Startup founders and agencies, okay? And then in your tagline, you say, or your subtext, you say UX and UI design. So what you do for your business's growth and success since 2007, partnering with only 5 clients at a time. So you're saying a lot in these 2 lines right here, and they're a wide range. So you're saying what you do for the client or the customer, what they expect or the benefit. You got this extra tag on here, and then you got this partnering with only 5 clients at a time. So, man, I don't know. I think it could all be more straightforward. And you're repeating a lot of stuff. Design, partner, you're trying to set yourself up as a partnership. That's cool. But maybe your headline text could be something else like, I can't think of like the right starting text, but let's just say transforming design experiences for startup founders and agencies, something like that. So I don't like the transform. That's kind of an overused word. Transforming design experience for founders and agencies. Or maybe you do want to say startup founders to niche down that just a little bit. All right, something like that. And then for your subtext below that, then you can expound on it a little bit. I don't think since 2007 is important. I wouldn't do that. You comment on that you've been working for 15 plus years elsewhere, but I would get rid of that. And then I don't think that you need to say this right here. I would get rid of that as well and rewrite this to be a couple of lines long. Plus you say it here again. Well, okay. So that's your maximum. This is where you are currently. I would also like to see, so I already mentioned maybe flipping these two, the logos and the work, to bring your work up into the immediate viewport of a customer landing on the page. I think I would like to see something like that. I want to see like something blocking this login and pulling it away from the rest of the links, since this is on page. Sometimes what I like to do if my site is primarily just a one pager is if I have jump links, I make those centered. So I have logo on the left, jump links in the center, and on the right side I have like my CTA and my login button, or any other buttons that go to internal pages or external, but hopefully not external. So I would do that. I would make this like, you need to have a CTA that's always visible when you scroll before getting started. And if you need login, you can put that right next to it as text. So CTA, login, and then your jump links in the center, and then your logo on this side. All right, let's continue on because I've talked about this section for a while. All right, so I like that you have work up here. What I don't like about it right now, just looking at it quickly, is honestly the border radius. And I say that because the radii on the images doesn't fit with the images, the design work on the inside. So part of it is the spacing between these, how much wider that is compared to this, but also you can see how this, I want this to be even, this and this, and that would make this radius look correct, more correct compared to this outer one. Whereas this one, here's the outer radii, I don't know, and then this one's so tight. So man, I don't know. Up to you. It could be something minor. I could be overthinking it. I also didn't even notice that these were clickable, but they just scroll me down to the work. So if it's clickable, I would rather it show me the full work than scroll me down. And if you want to have a scroll down to the next section, like maybe put a small link somewhere, like right above it or right below it, show me all the work. So then you have logos. So for my structure, I like to have testimonials up here as well. So I put 3 testimonials at the top, and that's not that. 3 testimonials at the top. Down here at more social proof, I put 5 to 12. Actually, let's change that to 7 to 12. 7 to 12. And then if I have even more, like over 20, then create a dedicated testimonial page that they can jump to see all the testimonials. Product demo, that's work. So you already have that up here. I think that works. Rearranging some stuff. how it works. So that's this section. And I guess I just didn't, whatever reason, I didn't understand this. So maybe it needs to be just how it works. Keep it that simple. Or maybe you need to I don't know if highlighting this makes it better. Or makes the joke clearer so that you can understand what it's trying to say. One thing I do like is just putting the numbers. Step 1, step 2, step 3. And that makes it really obvious. And if you can connect them to where it's clearly a progression, boom. That's so clear now. And I see what you're saying. Claim a free trial and request. Receive and review. Refine with feedback. So I know I've commented on this before for this type of service, or for how it works when it comes to services. And I think it's I think it's a miss using these 3 as the steps. For step 1, I don't really want it to, I wanted to know more about how am I going to be working with you day to day on the project. And so step 1, I would be submit a work order. Number 2, we work on it. Blah, 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 blah. Number 3, you get it, you get it back and you love it. So something like that, rather than starting off with pick a subscription, we do some design, and then we refine the mistakes. So that's why I don't really like saying refine and feedback at the end, is that it's kind of like we're guaranteeing there's going to be issues and it's not going to be a one-off. And of course that's probably true, because I don't know if I've only had one client that loved everything I did first go. But I think that's always a little bit of a mistake. So let's look at this one really quick. If the images can load. How it works. Okay, so they started off with 1, subscriber request, 2, fast delivery, 3, perfecting your vision. We don't stop until you're thrilled. We'll revise your designs until they match your vision perfectly. Your satisfaction is our commitment. So I said change that and get rid of the subscriber request. Make it, you send it in. 2, we design. 3, we deliver. So just make it really clear, and about that, it's about that loop of work, do, delivered. Or work, request, do, design, deliver. Instead of making it the whole process of subscribe. I think, I can't remember what I said about the subscribe thing. You're going to have to explain that more, because I still don't think people completely understand what that is. And so that might be right before this section, is you need to say, how does design subscription work? And then this is the process, the how it works process for day-to-day work. You have quotes dropped in throughout, and I think that can be nice. There might be too many in this one, because it just breaks up a lot of the content. 1, 2, 3, at least 3, 4, I think. And so I'm kind of getting these blocks interrupting the flow that I'm going through on your page. So I would just reduce it to the 3 at the top and then a bunch more at the bottom. Or if it makes sense to drop some in with other aspects of content and not just a full large block. Because honestly, I didn't read any of these because it's kind of a lot of text and it's so big. I kind of just skimmed past it. I didn't notice the logo. I did see this guy's face and co-founder, and then I was co-founder of UI Flip, and so then I had to look back and okay, Sweatpants Agency. I see. So maybe you can find some insight on that. Partnership benefits. Try before you buy with a free 3-day trial. No credit card required. You've said that a few times, and that's not what I want to see here. I want you to tell me why this is the best design service out there. And it's not because you have a free 3-day trial, and it's not because you don't require a credit card for that trial. It's because the work that you create and provide is better than all the rest. And this is like how that happens. So you have another quote, recent work. So thank goodness. I love that you have a lot of work to show. I didn't know that they were clickable initially, and so that was a fail. And then the other thing is, honestly, they were too big and there were too many to be stacked vertically like this for me to scroll through. So I would rather see them in a 2-column grid or something like that, where I can get through this section more, but also faster, but also have a way that I can view them in detail. And that would just be a better way to handle it, I think, so that I'm in this distinct section for work. I don't say recent work. Maybe just say something else, but it doesn't have to be recent work. View recent work. View recent work. But the couple things that I feel like I'm missing on these is, one, I'd like to see just a little bit of text about it, about each one. So the project name, the client name, something like that, and then a distinctly clear link to go view that work. If that's on Figma, that's fine. If it's an internal page, that's great. So I consider that and how you could display these differently. I'm going through the same thing, like I said, with my portfolio right now. And so I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, I want to show various views of a project so that it's not like I just made this one screen and that was it. But I also don't have a lot of real estate. And so that's kind of how I came to this idea, which I ended up only putting one screen on each of these, except for this Dude Perfect one. I put 3 screens and I made it larger, kind of as a feature. But then I'm using that as a jumping off point to go to that internal page where you can see more of the work larger and close up. So that's a benefit of having more internal pages. I do see a lot more people sending out Figma portfolios, and I actually do that too, but not through my website. It's only if people ask, then I send them like a Figma portfolio presentation. So what I would absolutely recommend is just having smaller thumbnails and make it clear that I can go view them in a larger format. I think Dan Petty does a good job with this. Let's see, what does he do? Oh yeah, okay. So he has 4 grid, and they're just single snapshots of each project with some text and the skill. Web design. Are they all web design? They're all web design. If they're all web design, why say web design at all? But if you had multiple, like if you had branding, or if you had web design, or if you had UX, UI, something like that. But I also know all of his go to an internal project page, which is nice. And then you can see it in full size, full scale. So I would recommend some change in presenting your work. But other than that, like just looking at this work here, this is good. I can tell that you know what you're doing, you have a good eye for design, you understand consistent, unique design styles. And so that gives me a lot of confidence when I'm considering hiring you. Interesting. I need to go check this one out. Okay. All right. So that's work. We talked about that. And I would make this, more visible. I would put that and this button, put them both up here and just make them clear that they're buttons, that they go to different places, and what I'm going to see, where I'm going to go and what I'm going to see. That's what you really want with the links, is like you want it to have this kind of, I can't remember what they call it sometimes, like information smell. I think that's what Nielsen Norman Group calls it, where it's incredibly clear what this button links to and what I'm going to see when I get there. So I might say like, check out my full portfolio presentation here, more work at Dribbble. This is kind of like just keywords, could be better. And then some type of tighter grid of your work. Okay, let's keep going. Quotation, nice. Plans and pricing. So at this page, I'm kind of looking at it, this section as a whole right here. Plans and pricing. Don't put this here. It's not time for that. You've already shown me that several times, and it's not going to help make a sale right now. This, I'm not sure that it's necessary at all. If it is, maybe say it in some other way, like even if it's just a tag here. So like if you end up doing something like 3 out of 5 slots available, but I think it's just too big, and I didn't really understand it immediately, and I had to like make that leap, because everywhere else you were talking about 5 slots and how many were taken, 3 slots plus 2. Yeah, you said you have 2. So 5 slots, they'd be 20% each. You have 2 taken right now. That's 40%. So you went from the numerator denominator, I don't know what you call that, to a percentage. And so that changed. Just keep it consistent. And I think that would be more valuable. Still not sure. I would not say that. I would say, let's talk first, or let's talk in person. Something that's not like, you're not sure, you can't make up your own mind, but let's make it more friendly and just be like, let's talk. And then make that, book a free discovery call to discuss your project and challenges and find the best approach for executing it. Put a little bit of something funny in there too, like something human and humorous, just to get that extra touch. Book a free call to discuss your project and challenges. And let's see if we can work together, or let's just shoot or something like that, or talk about your favorite movie. I don't know, something like that. Book a call, maybe put like a little icon on this, and make that down here where you already have it. So pricing, let's talk about this really quick. What throws me off immediately is that I'm thinking, okay, you taught me about monthly design subscriptions. Okay, I'm on board with that. So now I land here, plans and pricing. And so that's my thinking, monthly design subscriptions. Now, boom, first item there, not a monthly design subscription. Second, there's a monthly design subscription, there's a monthly. Let's do some quick math. I want to know if this is an exact doubling. No, it's not. So there's a slight discount for this. I'd probably say that, like, save 10% or save however much percent. It's not an exact doubling. So I think plans and pricing, your primary, you just need to pitch your subscription service. So your monthly. Get rid of Sprint. And when I say get rid of, let's move it elsewhere. Let's at least move it down below to where we hit plans and pricing. We have design subscription 1, design subscription 2, and then below, hey, maybe you need something different. Sprint, and let's say, what does it say? 2-week design sprint. 2-week design sprint, call it that. Make it really big and clear. It's this much, quick turnaround, and this is what you get with it. So make it distinct from the actual monthly plans. Maybe instead of plans and pricing, you have a heading that says monthly design subscription. Something like that. Now, I don't know anyone personally doing the monthly design subscription, so I'd really like some feedback from you if you're already doing this. And because I only see a few people talking about how many millions of dollars that they're making, or hundreds of thousands of dollars. So maybe it's factual. But I also know that in our world now, people are hitting that subscription fatigue. And it's mostly around, services and software, where we're paying Adobe every month. We're paying Figma. We're paying Microsoft. We're paying Apple. We're paying YouTube. We're paying the lawn care. And so this is this is different because it's a larger service and it's more than $10 a month. But I also have a little bit of a questioning and a fear that it's going to go away really fast. But maybe that just means you just need to ride the hype train while you can and make the design subscription concept work until that happens. And then you'll probably have some kind of indication that people are tired of design subscription. So I already said what I thought about Sprint and design subscription. Don't put start a free trial. Just do. Like Yoda said, do or do not. There is no try. Now, if they want to do a free subscription, you can offer that after book a call. Maybe they have to book a call with you first or something else. I don't know about free subscription or free trials. Sounds challenging. Maybe you change it from free, this idea of free, to one-off trial. And so it's the same thing that you're offering for free, which is I think it was 3 days. And I don't know if there's one request or something. One request. But it's at least make $200 or something off of it. I don't know how many. I'd be interested to know how many of these free trials you've done. Because I could see people just signing up and then throwing you away afterwards. And so avoid those people by getting at least a little bit of payment that's worth your time. So this is important. You have all of these things that come with Flip and Double Flip. Perfect for growing startups and scale ups with ongoing design support and needs. Best for agencies focused on delivering only the best for their clients. I could see you could keep it that way. I could also see a couple of other ways. Is one, you have your monthly, your tier 1, and then over here you offer a tier 2. That's the agency model, where you work for an agency. An agency hires you to help them, and you will work on multiple brands, multiple projects, whatever they ask. But it's just priced a little bit different. Whereas this is you're working directly with the business that needs work done for them. So you're being hired by What's My SERP, and you're working on What's My SERP. Whereas here you're being hired by Matter UX, and you're working for Matter UX's clients. The other thing is you have to distinguish these two services by more than just one request at a time and 2 requests at a time. I know that's how some of the other ones do it, but you need something more to set that value apart. Let's see if I put anything here. Or I just scratch stuff out. Yeah, so this one was average 48-hour delivery, average 48-hour delivery. I changed that. I said change that to 72. Highlight 1, highlight 2. Unlimited brands? No. Unlimited users? No. Unlimited brands? Yes. Unlimited users? No. So you need to distinguish the two in more than just that one feature. So 1 request at a time, unlimited requests and revisions. 2 requests at a time. Up to 1 meeting per week. Ooh, that's a lot. Flexible weekly meetings. Average 2 to 3 days delivery. I'd probably say, if whatever this one is, if this one's 48 hours, or make it hours, 48 hours, and then make this one 72 or 96 hours. Dev ready Figma files, Figma prototypes, get rid of that. Unlimited users, get rid of that. What does that even mean? What are users? I keep asking people this, what is a user? Does that mean what's my SERP hires you for a design subscription, and your main point person is Travis, and Travis can make requests and put in tickets for you to work on? Or does that mean like anyone on the team at all, period, can put in tickets that they want you to work on? So make that really clear. Make this one user, if that's what I'm talking about, if I'm making that, if that's correct. Unlimited users, Slack collaboration, maybe that's not a thing. Own project board. Well, I don't know what that means. I think you're talking about the Trello board thing. Own project board. Is that really a feature? I don't know. Unlimited requests and revisions. That's got to change. Can't be unlimited. Nothing on this one can be unlimited. Up to 1 meeting per week. I don't really like that. I'd probably say every 2 weeks or something at least. Or 2 per month. 2 per month. Don't do 1 per week. That's too many. Flexible weekly meetings. That might be okay if you offer this one weekly meetings. Now, there's 2 ways to price the second one. And that is either, well, maybe there's 3. So there's double, exactly double. There's a little bit less than exactly double. And then there's more than double. So it might be something that you will need to test. Am I more likely to get, how much more effort is double flip compared to flip? And then are they more likely to automatically upgrade to double flip from flip because it's a lot better? Like the offering and the benefits are a lot better than the first tier, but it doesn't. But the pricing is also better, right? So the price is less than double. Or do I need to make double flip truly more valuable in all aspects from, I was just trying to click out of that, from what I'm offering in it to the pricing as well? And so does this need to be 3,500 and this needs to be 8,000? Or does this need to be 4,000 and this needs to be 7,200? Something like that. So I can't give you the answer on that, but consider how you're pricing it. But I definitely, I don't want to get confused with this, okay? So Sprint needs to go further down. Because this says exactly the same stuff, except 2-week design sprint. It's the same exact thing. Great way to taste the flip with a small one-time project. Okay, so that's kind of what I was saying over here. But but for more than $200. So that is nice. Maybe you meet somewhere in the middle for Sprint and for this cheap tier, one-off tier that I was talking about. Because this is a lot. Like why couldn't I just do this one for a little bit more and then drop you after a month of milking you really hard? So if you can make this one less than 1,000 and don't make it 2 weeks, if you do that, I think that would be valuable, valuable as a trial for someone to hire you for, but also worth your while as far as the price. So if it's £800 and they get one task done, I mean, you could probably do that in a couple of hours or so. All right, so I've talked a lot. FAQs, you have those. Okay, the only thing two things. This is big and bold and it's too heavy at this point. I would get rid of it because at this point in the page, I want there to be a lot more white space so that when I come to the second CTA, you wrap that in a big dark block with white space on the top, white space on the bottom, white space on the sides. And so it's very heavy and it draws and settles your attention at the very end of the page. This is too much text. I want to know all about you. but this is too much text and I don't want to read it at all. So make it much shorter. Let's connect. These could be bigger and more prominent. I didn't even see them for a while. Cool photo, design services, take those to the top. Like, you want them to see that somewhere else. The above was not supposed to be that long, so thank you if you read it all. I read the last line. So if you think it's too long, it's too long. Let's look at mine. On my landing page rescue site that I'm still designing. Look, me, howdy, this is me, 3 sentences, and then links to my personal Twitter, LinkedIn, and my portfolio site. And this is, this backs up who I am. They're not questioning that I'm a real person, or that I'm a scammer, or who is this person. They know that they can find me elsewhere on legitimate sites, Twitter, LinkedIn. I want to know about you, but I don't want to know this much about you. So show me that you can write this in a lot less text. So it might be, my name is Ivo and I'm founder and lead designer of UiFlip. So are there more people? Like, that's still unknown to me. You might just say, hello, I'm Ivo. To make that one text. Don't worry about that stuff. Make this paragraph that many lines long at the most. Create a new paragraph. Make that one 3 lines, and then say goodbye. That's all the space you got. If you want to extend it and have another about page, internal page, you could do that. Okay, covered a lot of stuff. What I'm going for with these landing page reviews is, I'm not giving you the answers. I'm not giving you any absolute correct solutions, but I want to give you ideas and thoughts to chew on and consider, and solve and point out any major issues. So honestly, I don't think you have any major issues on your site. It all looks really good, but I think you can make it better. And I like your work. I like how you have your site set up. Here's the other competitors that I've gone through and looked at, marked up these some. In my other video for Gloss, I did talk more about the specific on-page content and what I liked and what I didn't, and what worked and didn't work for each of these. So if you want more on that, you can go check out the Gloss site, the Gloss video recording. Otherwise, I hope this gives you some thoughts on how to make your website and service better. My video's starting to get a little funky, so I hope this all recorded perfectly. With that, I'm going to say goodbye, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.